Welcome back, Martian. This is Krishna again. Uh, Today we will talk about AND operator. So, what is AND operator? What is it functioning? We will talk about it. So, I'm going to click on this file where I mentioned about few print function and their values. So, you can see, hope so, on the screen. It is print mango, orange, apple. Then again, at another print function we have where I mentioned brinjal and pineapple. So I have these two print function here. Of course, it is a notepad. You will not get output here. So I mentioned output on my own. So simply we will get here two print functions and their output. So the first output is mango space orange, then again one space, and then apple. And you can see simply we'll get second print functions output on a new line, that is brinjal and then space and pineapple. So how a interpreter change our first string values and its line. So we will see. Let's open VS Code, launch it. VS Code. If you don't know how to use VS Code, you can check in the description below. There's a link of VS Code tutorial. You will definitely aware once you go through the video. So I'm simply clicking here and open a folder. I already create a folder on my desktop screen. That is a Python folder. Select it again. So once you click on this file, you have to create a Python folder, but I already created here. If you want to create a new Python file, you simply have to mention whatever you want to name it. Mention the name, let's say krishna.py. So this is a Python file. Okay, now I already have a Python file using and of underscore operator.py. I created this file. This is a Python file. I can see the hologram here also. So I mentioned everything what I mentioned on the text file previously. So we have two print function and there is a separator. Means it's not a separator like that. It's a termination symbol. It's also available inside Python, but Python allow us to use it, or we are also allowed to not use it. So there is such condition. There is two condition. When we come across those kind of condition, we simply use it. So what is the condition? Suppose you want to use two print statement, two print function in the same line. You have to separate those two print function using a termination symbol, that is semicolon. So suppose I mentioned these two print function in the same line. Once I will save and run it, I will get mango space orange space apple. And then by default, my interpreter will change the line to generate the output of this print function, the second print function. So let's see. Once you run it, 1 second, there is some problem. It is saying, let me save again and run. Yeah, I can see the output here. Mango space orange space apple. Then my interpreter simply changed the line to get the output of second print function. So brinjal space pineapple. So why we get a new line? I can see here we mentioned print function in the same line, both print function in the same line, but still we are getting output in two different line. Why? So let's talk about it. So there is a operator inside a print function which is called AND operator. So I can see here when I'm mentioning AND here in the print function and putting a equal symbol there, Let me remove it again and rewrite it. I can see suggestion here. And equals. So there is an operator. Inside this operator, there is a string, and inside that string, the Python developer mentioned \n, which is a by default set from Python. So inside each print function, there is an AND operator, and that AND operator value is \n inside a string. We can see here double quote and double quote. So inside these two double quote, there is a \n value, which means once you will print each and every value of first print function, then our interpreter will reach at the end of the string, it will simply change the line. So from here, our interpreter changed the line because by according to the developer of Python, when they introduced this print function, they mentioned AND operator's value \n here inside AND operator. Now, that's why we are getting brinjal pineapple in the new line. So that means if I will ask a simple question, is AND operator also available inside this print function, the second print function? Yes, of course, there is. And that value is also \n. So I'm just replacing it. Let me run putting \n. Let's see what happens. We will get same output. Let me save it, Control S and run. You will get same output. There is no change. That means AND operator value is \n, which is by default set from Python. So now I know what is the value of AND operator. So can I replace it by something else like India? Of course we can. So if I will mention India here inside in place of AND operator where value was \n, which was a by default set from Python, I manipulate that data by India. So what will I get now? So this time I will get mango space orange space apple apple, then India without any space. It will share, it will use, it will appear just after E, India, and then brinjal. Brinjal, there is no space in between India and brinjal. If I'll see the output, let me run. First, let me save this and run. So mango space orange space apple without any space India, then without any space brinjal and pineapple with space. Let's run. We can see the output here. So what happened? Mango space orange space apple. There is no space between apple and India, and there is no space between India and brinjal also. But again, I can see space here between brinjal and pineapple. So AND operator works at the end of the value of a print function, at the very end where there is no value anymore inside any print function, then AND operator work. And AND operator simply have one task. Its simple task is to change the line. So when we run this file, we simply get such kind of output. Now, if you want to change it by something else, let's say space. So this time you will get space between all the values in the same line. For example, mango space orange space apple space and then brinjal space pineapple, because AND operator work at the end of any print function and their values. So run it, you will get a space here. See, mango space orange space apple space then brinjal space pineapple. So this is the function of AND operator. AND operator simple means to change the line. That is the by default set. But if you want to manipulate that by default value to something else, like this is the by default value, if you want to replace it by something else, let's say dollar. it will simply execute a dollar instead of changing the line. So how it will work? Let's see. Mango, orange with space, then space, apple, then dollar. So this way, our AND operator will function. So this is all about AND operator, and hope you like this video. If you like, please do like, share, and subscribe, and please leave me a comment, and we will definitely create according. Uh, please leave us. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you like it, okay. So this is the